The man walked into the store with cracked shoes and eyes full of desperation. It was raining outside. His clothes were soaked. His hands shivered not from cold, but from fear. "Please," he whispered to the shopkeeper, "I need a phone. Just a basic one. My wife's in the hospital. And I have no way to call." The shopkeeper looked at him. Then down at the man's empty hands. "No cash." The man swallowed. "I'll pay in a week. I swear on my life. I just need to hear her voice." The shopkeeper sighed, already turning away. But something in that man's eyes would change everything. And what followed would shake the entire town. The story. It was a Tuesday afternoon. Cold wind swept through Main Street, rattling the glass doors of small businesses. On the corner stood a humble mobile shop called Tony's Tech and Talk. Tony was 45. He had run this shop for nearly 20 years. He'd seen every type of customer, teenagers begging for upgrades, businessmen wanting the latest models, and thieves trying to fool him with fake receipts. He didn't trust people easily anymore. Inside, Tony was cleaning a used display phone when the bell above the door jingled. A man entered, tall, thin, soaked to the bone. His name was Ethan. But Tony didn't know that yet. Tony glanced up. "Need something?" Ethan stepped forward. His eyes darted between the phones on the shelves and the counter, unsure. Then he spoke, his voice trembling. "My wife, she was in a car crash this morning. They took her to City Hospital." Tony paused. "You should be there, not here." "I was," Ethan said. "But I left to get food. And my phone fell. It's gone. I can't reach the doctors. I don't even know if she's alive right now." Tony leaned on the counter. "So what are you asking me?" "I need a phone. Any phone. Doesn't have to be new. Just one that works. I'll pay later, I swear. Just please." Tony frowned. He'd heard these kinds of stories before. People lied to get free stuff. He'd once been tricked by a man claiming his child was dying. Turned out he sold the phone for drug money. "I don't do credit," Tony said. Ethan's shoulders dropped. "I understand." He turned to leave. Then stopped. And placed something on the counter. A silver ring. Old. Worn out. But engraved on the inside. For Emily, it read. "My wedding ring," Ethan said. "It's all I have left. Keep it. Just give me a phone." Tony stared at the ring. The letters. The desperation. And then, silently, he opened a drawer and pulled out an old Nokia. "Battery's weak. No camera. But it can call." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you." He grabbed the phone, dialed, and waited. One ring. Two. Then a voice, weak but alive, answered. "Ethan." It was Emily. "I'm here," he whispered. "I'm coming back. I love you." He hung up, pressed the phone to his heart, and without another word, ran into the rain. Tony looked at the ring. For the first time in years, he smiled. 3 days later. Tony had almost forgotten about the man in the rain. Business had been slow and the memory was fading like a dream. Then the door jingled. Ethan stood there, dry now, holding a plastic bag. "I told you I'd come back," he said. Tony nodded. "How's your wife?" "Out of ICU. Still recovering. But she's alive." He placed $100 on the counter. "And this?" He gently slid the ring back into his pocket. "I hope I never have to give it away again." Tony was about to thank him, but Ethan added something. "That phone saved my wife's life." Tony raised an eyebrow. "I called the nurse just in time. She was choking on her tube. They caught it because of that call." A silence filled the room. And for the first time, Tony saw something different in Ethan, not desperation, but strength. 1 week later, Tony was locking up when he heard shouting across the street. A man was being mugged, pushed to the ground. 3 guys in hoodies surrounded him. Tony didn't even think. He ran out and shouted, "Hey!" The thugs turned and fled into the dark. The man on the ground stood up. "Thank you. I don't know what would have happened." Tony shrugged. "You okay?" The man nodded. "I'm a reporter. Was just heading to interview someone." Tony smiled. "Who?" "You probably don't know him. Some guy who saved his wife using a 15-year-old phone." Tony's eyes widened. "His name's Ethan." 2 months later. Tony's shop had never been on the news. Until that day. The headline read, "Man saves wife's life with stranger's kindness and a $10 phone." Tony's store name was mentioned. So was his act. Within 48 hours, everything changed. Customers poured in. Some just to shake his hand. Others to buy something. People posted online. Called him the honest shopkeeper. He got messages from all over the country. One letter read, "My son read your story and decided to study to become a doctor. Thank you." Tony was overwhelmed. But something inside him healed. 6 months later. Ethan visited again. This time with Emily, smiling, healthy, holding Tony's hand. "I never told you," she said softly, "but that day. I could hear your voice through the phone." Tony chuckled. "I didn't say anything." "You didn't need to," she said. "I heard your kindness." Ethan offered Tony an envelope. "It's not just money. It's an opportunity." Inside was a letter from a non-profit. They wanted Tony to help start a program, Phones for Emergencies. Old phones would be fixed and given to people in need for free. Tony accepted. He opened a second drawer in his shop and placed a sticker on it. "Emergency phones only. No cost. No questions." Epilogue. Years passed. Tony's program grew. His small shop became the heart of something beautiful. Thousands of phones were donated. Lives were saved. And on every phone case, they printed 4 words. "For Emily with hope." Because a man once walked into a shop with nothing. And left with a phone that saved everything.